Hello, Internet. Here we are for another vintage cube draft. Looking at this pack, nothing stands out as like head and shoulders above everything else. There's a lot of cards that are about the same power level, like Ren and Six, Figure of Destiny, Grim Lavamancer. Apparition might be the strongest card in the pack. Smuggler's Copter, Library, Vendilion Click, Inquisition, Oust, Azorius Signet, Impulse. All solid cards. Pretty open in terms of like I could kind of go in whatever direction I'm feeling here. Think I'm gonna start off with the Azorius Signet. I like blue signets. Lets me ramp into like 4-mana planeswalkers and stuff. Yeah, we'll start there. So there was a workshop, but I don't know if I want to just slam a workshop this early. The upside on workshop is quite high, but if you don't get there, it's pretty bad. There's also just like Worn Powerstone and Boros Signet. There's High Tide and Deceiver Exarch. I think I might just take the Worn Powerstone. Yeah, I'll just take the Worn Powerstone. Maybe I take Boros Signet. I think in general, Signets are a little bit stronger than Powerstone is. Signets you can use the turn you play them. And I don't know, ramping from like 2 to 4 tends to be a little bit more important, I find. I'm gonna take the Power Stone. Okay. Wow. A lot of strong cards here. Okay, so there's Karn. Karn's very good with what we've got going on. There's also Solemn, which is very good with what we've got. Upheaval and Ancient Tomb. Ancient Tomb is interesting. It's bad against aggressive decks, but against the slower decks, having a land that just taps for 2 is very good. If I had taken that Mishra's Workshop, I would probably grab the Solemn Simulacrum. Yeah, Ancient Tomb, Upheaval, Solemn, and Karn are all very good with what we've got going on already. I'm gonna take the Ancient Tomb. I'm not that confident in that pick, but I don't know. Being able to play a turn 1 Signet's real sweet. Here I'll grab the Factor Fiction. Revoker's also pretty good, but being able to kind of gas up after playing these all these artifacts is really nice. Ramp cards. I mean, I guess I'll just take the Inkwell. It looks like we're ending up in some kind of like artifact-based ramp deck here. Inkwell's also a really nice Tinker target if we get past that. Nissa's strong, but it seems pretty far away from what we're doing. Winter Orb could be good if we got like an Urza. Animate Dead is a powerful card, but again, not quite what we're doing just yet. I think here I like Miscalculation. If I had taken the Boros Signet, I would consider this Nahiri, because Nahiri is very good. But I think I like Miscalc as just sort of an interactive spell. Okay. Riftwing Cloudskate is a cheap play that is just a really strong card in general. It bounces a thing, and then it comes, like, when the Cloudskate comes down, it has haste, so really, like, it's almost always going to trade up on mana. You pay 2 mana for it, you're going to bounce something that usually costs more than 2 mana. So it's a good tempo play. So there's an expansion explosion, which can be pretty cool. There's Treasure Cruise, which, I mean, is good with Factor Fiction. Like, filling up the graveyard. Factor Fiction fills up the graveyard for Treasure Cruise. I'm not the biggest fan of Cruise, but... Could also just grab, like, Heartless Act and pivot to, like, a more... like, a blue-black control deck. I don't know what to do. Okay, there's the Wrenn and 6, but pretty far away from what we're doing at this point. I think here I'll just grab the Inquisition of Kozilek. There's also Oust. So we're probably going to be like blue-black control or blue-white control. We have Heartless Act that pulls us towards black, Azorius Signet that pulls us towards white. I tend to like blue-black control a little bit better than blue-white control in general, so I'm going to take the Kozilek here. Inquisition of Kozilek. Ooh, Mishra's Workshop Wield. Okay. Alright, well. Okay, now none of the artifacts out of this back wield. Well, maybe we won't be Mishra's Workshopping. Okay, so looks like we're ending up in some kind of disruptive blue-black deck with a little bit of ramp. We might not end up playing, like, Inkwell and Worn Powerstone are kind of not quite on plan with our, like, very disruptive plan here. Ophiomancer. Ophiomancer's a really good sideboard card. I might run it main deck depending on what the deck looks like, but there are a lot of decks that just have trouble beating an Ophiomancer. Would have been nice if I had picked up that Yawgmoth, but I didn't know the direction I was going in at that point. Nicodemus Awakening, I might play that. Okay, what are we looking at here? There's a Dak Faden. Dak is very strong. I mean, we're pretty solidly in blue-black at this point, so we would be splashing for that. There's also just like a Fatal Push, which is just like a really good removal spell. What does this thing do? Thada Dell. Island Walk. Whenever you do a combat damage to a player, search for the library until end of turn, you may play that card. Okay, yeah, that's actually pretty good too. I think I'm just gonna take the Fatal Push. Dak just stretches my mana a little bit. I'm probably still trying to play this Ancient Tomb, so having a colorless land in a deck that's also trying to splash a third color is a little awkward. Yeah, I'll grab the Fatal Push. Just have some kind of like cheap interaction here. Here I like Treachery. There's also a Grave Titan, which is strong, but I like Treachery. Steal a thing, untap all the lands that I spent to cast this. Okay. So we've got Spellseeker and Ravenous Chupacabra, which are both pretty good in this kind of deck. So Spellseeker can grab Inquisition or Fatal Push or Heartless Act. So Spellseeker is kind of like a Chupacabra. Because she's often going to grab removal spells. She also has the added upside of if I find like a Time Walk or an Ancestral, she's really good with that. Although the odds of that are pretty low. We're in pack 3 here. I think I'll grab the Spellseeker. She's just a little bit more flexible. Well, here I'll grab the Dig Through Time. I do really like Dig in these kind of low-to-the-ground decks, which is what this deck is looking like. It looks like I'm kind of the low-to-the-ground blue-black deck with a lot of interaction. Ooh, there's also a Daze, actually. Maybe I think I might just want days. Having more interaction just seems really good. Yeah, I'm gonna take days. Ooh, Brazen Borrower is great. Exactly what this deck is trying to do. Okay, would love to see like a Fallen Shinobi here. I could take the Steam Vents. There's a chance I like it backdoor fixes me. Like if I find like a Bloodstained Mire, then this could become a blue-black, or the Bloodstained Mire could be a blue-black duel. I guess if I found like Doretti or Kolaghan's Command, I could consider splashing that as well. It's also like a Phyrexian Rager, which is a fine card. I guess I'll grab the Steam Vents. Sword of Temptation seems pretty good. I think I like that. Swords is the strongest card in the pack, followed by Freyalise, I think. But Sword is pretty good. We do have a lot of, like, interaction with creatures, and not a ton of interaction with non-creature stuff, but... ooh, Dark Confidant. This looks like a pretty good Dark Confidant deck. We've got a reasonably low curve. If I play Dark Confidant, the Ancient Tomb does get a lot worse. Although Ancient Tomb isn't looking great in this deck anyways. The Tomb was more if I were going in the, like, heavy artifact version with, like, Worn Power Stone and stuff. You don't want too many life loss effects, because they just stack very poorly with one another. Like, for example, I don't really want to play Bolas' Citadel and Dark Confidant in the same deck. I guess I'll take Bolas' Citadel on the chance that I find, like, a Tinker. I don't think I'm playing Teferi. Well, maybe I'll take Teferi. There's a chance that I just, like, stumble upon enough fixing to make Teferi work. Take the Blackcleave Cliffs in case we end up splashing red. Slinging Lieutenant. Well, that might be okay. Exhume. I don't think we're exhuming. I guess I'll take the Soulfire Grandmaster in case we find Time Walk. Okay, Phyrexian Rager. I like that. I don't think we're Sheldred. We're kind of lower to the ground here. And Sheldred's pretty rough with Dark Confidant. Our deck just, I don't know. It has a lot of cheap spells, but it doesn't really have a lot of powerful stuff going on. Like, we can kind of keep our opponent off balance with, like, Kitesail Freebooter, Mesmeric Fiend, Daze, Brazen Borrower, but we do kind of want some stuff that really, like, hits hard and can capitalize on our opponents being off balance. Here, I think I'll grab the Force of Will. I really like 0-mana counter spells. I've got a decent number of blue spells to pitch to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 already. Yeah. Preordain's nice. Really like Preordain here. Just smooths over our draws. I can find it with the Spellseeker if our Inquisition or Fatal Push isn't going to be good. Baleful Strix. That's a nice one. Snapping up that Baleful Strix. Okay, would really love like a Thief of Sanity or Fallen Shinobi's like the probably just about the best card I could get here. That would be, I mean, other than, you know, like power. I'll take a Counterspell though. Counterspell's good. Can find it with Spellseeker. So I'm probably not Teferi Time Raveling. I'm probably not splashing red at this point. I mean, this deck This deck's pretty good. It does have a little bit of a hard time. Like, we're kind of relying on our opponent's creatures to kill them with Sower and Treachery. Otherwise, I guess we're just killing them with, like, Brazen Borrower and stuff. Yeah, would really love a Thief of Sanity or a Fallen Shinobi to just kind of close the door. Even, like, a Scarab God would be pretty good. Just some way to capitalize on our opponents being off balance here. Nighthawk Scavenger is not bad. That's pretty good. The life gain is really nice, considering we're playing this Dark Confidant. Yeah, I'll take Nighthawk Scavenger. That seems pretty good in our deck. So this is 23 right now. Our curve is nice for Dark Confidant. We have a lot of 2s, few 1s. Not much past that. We only have 6 cards that cost more than 3. Yeah, would still really love to find that Thief of Sanity. This is interesting. So, Deluge is a little bit awkward because we do have a lot of creatures and it pays life, but it is just a really, really, really strong card. There's also Commit to Memory, which is like kind of a flexible answer. How does that work with Dark Confidant? Is the converted mana cost 10? I'm gonna take the Deluge. I don't know how that works. Yeah, it's a little awkward. We don't really have a way of dealing with a Planeswalker if it hits the board. Oh. Yeah, we'll probably side the Deluge, because it is a little awkward with just how many creatures we're playing, but it is a very, very powerful card. Okay, I'm pretty happy to pick up a Thoughtseize here. It is unfortunate that we do have a lot of, wow. Okay. Shark Typhoon is the strongest card in the pack, but that is a very expensive card for Dark Confidant. I might just take this Midnight Reaper. Midnight Reaper seems really sweet here. Makes it so, like, it really helps our Freebooter and our Mesmeric Fiend, because if our opponent, like, if we play the Midnight Reaper, wow, Venser and Gaunty. I think I'll take Venser. Gaunty's good, but Venser is just so flexible. Yeah, I'll take the Venser. Okay. Not playing any of these. So what am I considering cutting here? I could cut the Signet. I'm probably cutting Sling Gang Lieutenant. That was kind of an awkward card. Recurring Nightmare. Could I be a Recurring Nightmare deck? I don't think I'm playing any of these other cards, so I guess I'll take it and think about it. Well, there's Survival to go with the Nightmare, but we're not splashing that. I guess there's like an off chance we bring in Pyroclasm. We do have like 3 free-ish red sources. Recurring Nightmare. Let's kind of go with Midnight Reaper. I don't know. Recurring Nightmare, I've just been really unimpressed with in this cube. It's just so slow. Needs a lot to go right. I don't think I have enough ways of filling up my graveyard for it. Lava Claw reaches. Wow, I ended up with a lot of red lands, and no red cards that I want to splash, but a lot of red lands. I could just splash the Lava Claw, but that doesn't seem great. because it would require me to pay some life off this Steam Vent sometimes, or have tapped lands. I think I'm gonna cut this Recurring Nightmare. I have just not been very impressed with that card. Like, we do have a lot of cards that work well with it, but it's just so slow. Like, you need a thing in the graveyard, and you need a thing on the battlefield, and you need Recurring Nightmare, and even then, it's not like you win the game or anything. It's like, okay, now you can start slowly generating value. Need to make a couple of cuts here. Could be the Signet. Our curve is low enough that I don't think we need the Signet. We're just often playing other stuff on turn 2, I think. So... Need to make one more cut here. One more cut. Be like Sower of Temptation. Sower's good, but we've got a lot. Like, we're really well positioned against creature decks already, I think. With, like, we already have Treachery to Mind Control. So having 2 Mind Control decks in the main might be not ideal. Plus, it's a 4 mana card, so cutting down on the mana cost of cards. Agadeem's Awakening is interesting. Like, sometimes it's getting back stuff, but... You know, I might just cut the Agadeem's Awakening. Like, the vast majority of the time, I'm not going to be casting this, and it's just, like, having a Dark Confidant means that this costs me 3 life instead of 0 life when I flip it off of the Dark Confidant, which, between that and the fact that sometimes I have to pay life to make it come into play untapped, I think I actually just don't want the Awakening. Ugh, gosh, just 9-8. Did I not end up with a single blue-black dual land? Oh, that's really bad. Yikes. My mana's gonna be bad. I really want to end these drafts with, like, like, if I'm playing, like, 2-color deck, I'd really like 3 or 4 dual lands at the end. So having 0 is not great. Yeah, I guess we run it and just hope we draw our lands. Okay, here we are for round 1. I am on the play. And... His hand doesn't have any threats, but gosh, does it have a lot of good disruption. I'll draw a threat. It's fine. I got a lot of them in my deck. Okay. So my opponent is Storm, it looks like. So I don't need to take the Krark because they're not going to have a lot of creatures. I don't have a ton of artifacts or enchantments, so I don't need to take Wear Tear. I can take Lion's Eye Diamond. That's probably the scariest card in their hand. Yeah, I'll take Lion's Eye Diamond. Okay. The Krark's kind of an odd, like, an odd cube card, because it's like, I guess it's kind of good in Storm, and then it also seems decent in Mono Red. It just, like, in Mono Red, like, you're gonna cast a Lightning Bolt, and either it'll resolve, or, like, and you'll get 2 of it, or it comes back to your hand, and then, oh no, you have to recast your Lightning Bolt for 1 red mana. So, kind of a weird card. You wouldn't expect many cards to be good in both Mono Red and, here I'm just gonna Daze Hardcast. Okay. So, just keeping track of what my opponent has. Oh, we can. Alright. Preordain. Hopefully we can find something here. Right, well, let's bottom that, and, yeah, I guess I'll keep the Baleful Strix. Blue or black. What would I like to draw? Dark Confidant, Nighthawk Scavenger. I'll go ahead and cycle this Miscalculation second main phase here to see if I can hit. Well, that's not great. Unfortunately, our opponent looks like they're going to have a lot of time to set up here. We just don't have any way of pressuring them. They might just, like, empty the Warrens for... Yeah. This is a small empty the Warrens. Might just do it here. That's actually kind of hard for me to beat. It'd be easier if I could draw cards that weren't lands. I guess I'll hold this back. Yeah, I'll block. Take 5. Yeah, really need a Nighthawk Scavenger. Dark Confidant is less good now. I will counter Brawl. Did not need another island. That's... Definitely did not need that. Yep. Take a look. Okay, come on, Nighthawk Scavenger. Ophiomancer's not bad. Ophiomancer's pretty good. Because that lets us... Like, we can block a snake on a goblin and an Ophiomancer on a goblin. That kills 2 of them, and we don't really lose anything. I mean, 3 life, but... Oh, dangerous Dark Confidant here. I don't know if we can play this. If we play Dark Confidant, we're just, like, close to dying, right? I don't think I can play Dark Confidant. If I found, like, a Nighthawk Scavenger, maybe, but as it is, it's like... I'm at 7. 2 bad flips and I'm dead. It means my opponent... And not only 2 bad flips and I'm dead, but I also, like... I am not winning this game anytime soon. Right? I need this game to go long. Or I don't need the game to go, like, the game is going to go long. They're at 19, right? I don't have any way of killing them, so if I played Dark Confidant, my plan would be, like, just, I don't know, hope I flip a bunch of lands off of it, or... Yikes, Past in Flames. Okay. We're just gonna get to empty again. Yep. Okay. Scavenger was a good draw. That was a very good draw. Okay. Now I can play Dark Confidant. If they don't have a way of dealing with the Scavenger, it might just win me the game. Okay. What do we flip off of Bob? Island. Okay. That's pretty good. I'm gonna Fact or Fiction main phase here, see what we hit. Well, those are pretty good cards. No one card is strong enough that I would take, like, I'm probably just going to take whichever pile has more cards. Well, I guess Treachery's not great here. Yeah, I'll probably grab the pile with the Brazen Borrower. Being able to grab one of their cards with Mesmeric Fiend and bounce, like, their Chrome Mox or something seems pretty good. Alright, let's start by attacking with this Nighthawk Scavenger and see what happens. Okay, and we're back. Our opponent went AFK for a while, and then it looks like they timed out. I think there's like a 5-minute inactivity timer, so guess we win that one. Okay, here we are for round 2. We are on the play, and yeah, this hand seems very good. I'm gonna keep this. Get to Thoughtseize our opponent. See, and this is like... This is why I love this deck. There's just so much disruption. I already have a Counterspell and a Force of Will in my hand. Alright, well... Yikes. They got a lot of strong stuff there. Oof. I think I might have to take this Inquisition. I really need my Dark Confidant to resolve. That's pretty important for my game plan here. So, I think I'll take Inquisition. Yeah, we don't want their Narset to resolve, but we can Force of Will that. Yeah, our opponent's hand looks very good. So they get to turn 1 Night's Whisper, turn 2 Narset. Yeah. That's strong. Okay, we'll play out Dark Confidant. And when our opponent plays Narset next turn, we'll Force of Will, pitching our Treachery. Alright. Okay, well, that's pretty good. Just more interaction. I love these blue-black disruptive decks because they're just really really good at making sure our opponent isn't able to enact their game plan. Could preordain. Really would want to hit a blue source if I did that. Well, I guess I have days up still, even if I don't. Because they're probably going to play Liliana next turn. So, I think I will preordain. You could also Spellseeker. Would I probably be finding, like, Fatal Push or something? Yeah, I'll preordain and look for a blue source. Okay. What's a blue source? What do I do with this freebooter? I guess freebooter's fine. Yeah, I'll keep that on top. Go top, top. Hit you. And yeah, we'll say go. Okay. Take a hit from the looter. They draw and discard. Okay, they pitch a Watery Grave, so they probably have another land. Alright, we're just gonna daze this hard cast. Yep. So we'll take 2 off of our Dark Confidant. So we don't know exactly what our opponent has going on over there. I guess I'd rather Mesmeric Fiend because they could have creatures that they're trying to play. It is a little awkward with like the freebooter just because like there's a decent chance like I'm not gonna be able to hit on both of them probably, but I really want to leave up Miscalculation. Yeah, I'm gonna Mesmeric Fiend. Okay. Well, I'll take the Gondi, and if they go for a Time Spiral, I can Miscalculation that. I guess I could just grab Time Spiral with Kitesail Freebooter, but then I'm not leaving up a counter spell for whatever they draw off of their turn plus looter. Yeah, I'll hold up the Miscalc. We are under a little bit of pressure here. Like, we're taking some damage. They pitch a Swamp. Duress. Yikes. Think we have to let that resolve. I don't really want a Miscalculation at Duress. That was a good draw. Took the counterspell. Interesting. Okay. Well, I don't hate that. Yeah, I'll hold the Miscalculation for now because... Whew. Well, that was good. I like the Scavenger there. That's very nice. So... Here, I will freebooter to grab their Time Spiral. Okay, grab that Time Spiral. We are under a good bit of pressure here. Maybe I should have just played the Nighthawk Scavenger, actually. Yeah, I didn't... I think I should have just played Nighthawk Scavenger there, actually. Maybe not. Then I couldn't hold up a counterspell. They're just going to be able to hit us for a bunch next turn with this Looter plus Tar Pit. Yeah. I don't think there's anything we can really do about that. Okay. There's the Tar Pit, sure. So next turn we can grab a Fatal Push off of the Spellseeker. Okay, here I'll cycle the Miscalculation. Okay, we hit a land. That's good. So... So I could play a Scavenger and hope that my opponent can't, or that I flip a land off the Dark Confidant. Alternatively, I could play a Spellseeker and get a Fatal Push. And if my opponent animates the Creeping Tar Pit, I kill it. If they don't, I kill my own Bob. Well, that still doesn't quite work, because then they just kill me. I guess I'm just on hoping I hit a land off of Dark Confidant. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Well, I guess no matter what I'm doing, it's going to start with Inquisitioning them. Okay, I'll grab the Opposition Agent, sure. I think we just gotta hope that we hit a land. I think that's our best out here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, actually, Spellseeker to get Fatal Push seems good, because that way, if our opponent doesn't draw anything, then we do just have them dead next turn with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 power. We hit them for 4 this turn. Yeah, so that seems like it's got to be the play. So Spellseeker, go get a Fatal Push, and I will attack. We still need to not flip something that costs 4 or more. Although at this point, maybe I Fatal Push their Looter. What are the odds that they have a blocker? Probably not super high, based on my opponent's deck. I think I will Fatal Push the Looter. That gives them 1 fewer draw to hit something. Plus, it keeps my life total a little bit higher. Okay. Heartless Act. Alright. Whew. Close one. Okay. My opponent is on some kind of blue-black good stuff. And maybe like a Reanimator sub-package with the Looter and the Liliana. So, what do I want here? None of these cards seem that great, really. I think I just run it back, I guess. Some consideration for Sower, but I didn't see many creatures out of them. Like, if they did have reanimation targets, it's possible Sower could be good, but I don't know what the reanimation stuff is. It could be Inkwell. Maybe... Swap, like, Sower for Phyrexian Rager, maybe? Yeah, I think I like that. Yeah, this hand's fine. Okay, hold up days. I think I will go ahead and daze that. It is a little awkward. But I don't know. Looter seems pretty, like, I don't have a way of dealing with it until Spellseeker several turns later. Letting opponent who's playing Reanimator fill up their graveyard and smooth their draws just seems not great. Okay, they miss Undurrest. That's nice. Alright. We draw Dark Confidant. Got a lot of options here. Guess we want to... Suspend Cloudskate, I'm thinking. Could also just Dark Confidant for... just get our card advantage going. The Confidant's a little bit worse when our opponent has a Creeping Tar Pit. Yeah, I'm gonna suspend the Cloudskate, I think. I'd rather just get that going. Such that if our opponent is able to reanimate something, we can get it off the battlefield reasonably quickly. Okay, Solemn's good. I think Cure-All Freebooter. Our opponent has enough mana to Liliana now. I'll play a land to play around days. You have a Chupacabra. Okay. Yep. Hitting with the Chups. Sapphire, sure. Okay. Mesmeric Fiend's awkward because we can't, gosh, our opponent's just gonna Mystical Tutor for Time Spiral, probably. Yikes. I guess I play Dark Confidant, although my life total is under attack here. Yeah. Gotta draw something to get out of this. And if our opponent starts firing up the Tar Pit, we can always Spellseeker for a Fatal Push. We'll let them Mystical Tutor, because this way we can just counter whatever they tutor for, and they're down a draw. Preordain. Okay. You know, I think I will just counter Preordain. It feels weird to do, but I'm just trying to use up our mana here. Because we're going to have a lot of cards off this Dark Confidant, and I feel like... or are we? I guess the other option, we could just, like, block the Chupacabra. I don't hate that. I mean, our life total's low enough that this Dark Confidant's not going to be great. Yeah, maybe I just do that. Maybe I just block the Chupacabra. If I just let it all through, that's 7. We go to 11. They might just stop attacking with the Chupacabra after that. Thing is, our opponent's top decks are probably going to be better than ours. Because we've got, like, Inquisition and Thoughtseize that are not great top decks. I'm not going to block this turn. I'm going to take the hit this turn. Get to Cloudskate. Cloudskate can bounce their Tar Pit. Slow them down a little bit. Okay, so Treachery's nice. Treachery allows us to... Oh, I guess we could have bounced, like, Chupacabra and then taken it onto the Mesmeric Fiend. It's just really awkward if the Fiend dies. Treachery allows us to steal their Solemn. And then we can play Spellseeker. And I think we grab Fatal Push here. Some consideration to just grabbing Preordain. But I think I like Fatal Push to have an answer to their Tar Pit. And you know, at this point I'm going to attack with the Dark Confidant. I'm feeling pretty good about like, we'll go to 9 off the Chupacabra, but we've got an answer to the Tar Pit. We can start leaving back the Solemn. Having some cards in our hand seems like burying our opponent in card advantage seems like a good way to win this game. Okay, yeah, we hit Brazen Borrower. Ow. So... Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess we'll Mesmeric Fiend because we don't know what their card is now. It's probably a land. Yeah, that's fine. Maybe I just attack with everything and plan on chumping the Chupacabra with the Mesmeric Fiend. Yeah, I think I like just racing our opponent here. We've got a Fatal Push for their Creeping Tar Pit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're dead next turn. We also have Brazen Borrower. So, like, if they play a big thing, we can deal with that. Inquisition us. Yikes. Well, that's good. I guess we play our Brazen Borrower. They're going to grab our Fatal Push anyways, so... Yep, I'll play Brazen Borrower. So we know their last card is a Swamp. So they can hit us to 3. I think they're dead on the Crackback then. They might just be dead on the Crackback either way. 3, 4, 5. They block 2 of our things. 6, 7. Yeah. So I think their best hope is just firing up the Tar Pit, attacking us, and hoping we hit something that costs 3 or more. Okay. Alright. Let's get a good flip here. Come on. Whew! It's a close one. Alright. Well, let's go on to round 3. Okay, here we are for round 3. Yeah, this hand's okay. Not ideal that I don't have any hand disruption, but I have like a pretty disruptive curve in like bouncing whatever they play on 2, playing Brazen Borrower on 3, Venser bouncing whatever they have on 4. The Force of Will's a little awkward with 2 cards I don't really want to pitch. Okay, come on. Play like a Signet or something I can bounce here. Spirit of the Labyrinth, I can bounce that. That works. I think we'll let the Spirit resolve, and we'll just play our Brazen Borrower. Save this counterspell for something that's a little bit more impactful. Oh, Fact or Fiction. Does not actually draw cards. It puts one of the piles into my hand. So, gets around the Spirit of the Labyrinth. That's nice. I like that. Yeah, get in there with our Brazen Borrower. If our opponent just goes to combat, we might just, like, Venser, bounce a land, trade for the Spirit, too. Like, I don't hate that. Most of the cards I'm really scared of from them cost 4. You know, I'll take a hit from the Spirit, actually. I'll see. I want to see what they're playing. Mother of Runes. Yeah, you can have a Mother of Runes. Okay. Well, here I'll just Fact or Fiction. So Fatal Push allows me to kill the Mother of Runes, which is nice. Spellseeker seems pretty good on this board state. I can go get like a Heartless Act to kill the Mother of Runes, and then Spellseeker blocks the Spirit of the Labyrinth. So I think I'll take this pile. So let's go land, Spellseeker, go get a Heartless Act, I think. Some thought to grabbing Thoughtseize, but I think I want to get this this Mother of Runes off the battlefield. Let's kill the Mother of Runes while it's still summoning sick. And we still have the safety valve of Force of Will if our opponent plays anything too good. The Phyrexian Rager is awkward against Spirit of the Labyrinth, but if our opponent is, what are they doing here? Unexpectedly absent to tuck our Brazen Borrower. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Ooh, second color. Okay. Kitesail Freebooter. I don't like that. I don't really want to Force of Will it, though. Yeah, I'll let it resolve. Just like 2-for-1ing myself to get rid of a Kitesail Freebooter is so awkward, because I'm still not answering whatever the big thing that they might have is. Okay. You don't attack, sure. Just play a land and say go, I guess. If they don't do anything, I'll probably Venser to bounce their Spirit of the Labyrinth into... no, probably not. Okay, Kitesail's fine. Rotting Regisaur. How much do I care about that? Do have a lot of chump blockers. They're gonna be empty-handed in a minute here, but maybe I think I'm fine with them having a Rotting Regisaur. Except I already used my Fatal Push and Heartless Act. Yeah, that's fine. So I can always bounce this back to their hand. I think I'm going to let them discard a card or two off of this and then try to bounce it with the Venser or something. And I'm just going to pass. No need to play anything just yet here. I'll plan on chumping the Regisaur with the Spellseeker, I think. But if they attack with both, I think I will block the Spirit of the Labyrinth. Yeah, I'll just say go. Got up a bunch of instant speed stuff. Okay, they pitch a card. Bloodchief's Thirst, okay. So I could bounce the Regisaur and block the Freebooter with a Brazen Borrower, and then I'd get back Counterspell. I don't hate that. Yeah, that actually seems pretty good. So let's bounce the Regisaur. Play the Brazen Borrower. And we'll block the Freebooter to get back our Counterspell. Woo! Yep. Huh. Ravages of War. Well, I think I have to Force of Will that one, unfortunately. Yeah, that's a little bit too good. So I'm gonna Force of Will pitching Counterspell, I think. Oh, they don't have another land? I wasn't paying attention. If they had already played a land, then that wasn't really a huge problem. But if they hadn't played a land... Well, actually, it still was pretty difficult. I don't know. Just them being able to, like, blow up all the lands and then play a Regisaur before I'm able to do anything is pretty bad for me. So I could, like, bounce the Spirit to play a Rager, but I don't know. I think I am okay with this staring contest here. For now, anyways. Kaya. Kaya's good. Yep. Well, now on my opponent's end step, I'll bounce the Spirit. So that I can draw a card off my Phyrexian Rager and deal some damage to Kaya. Sure. Rager, draw a card. Ooh, Thoughtseize is nice. I think now we'll grab the Regisaur. Play a land. And we'll hit Kaya. Yeah, Kaya's not actually that great here. Like, I don't have a ton of stuff that cares about things in my graveyard, and I don't have many non-land permanents CMC 1 or less. Sure. Attack Kaya. Guess I just hold this one back to block the Spirit, because I do kind of care about my life total here. Play a land, say go. Ooh. That one hurts. I might just jump with the Spirit here, or with the Spellseeker. I don't really want to take 4. I just still have some things in my deck that cost life. Like, the difference between being at 8 or being at 12 if I find, like, a Dark Confidant or something is pretty huge. I guess I just Cloudscape bounce the Spirit. There's some thought to, like, trying to do that on a turn when I'm actually drawing more cards, but really the only thing I have left in my deck that actually has the text draw card on it is, like, Dark Confidant, for which that play doesn't work. And Preordain, and it's like, I don't really want to, like, not develop my board such that if I draw Preordain, I can cast it. It's like, eh. Yikes. That's good. Spectral Procession was a good draw from them. Okay. Well, that's a problem. Does Bob actually say draw a card? It might not. It might say put it into your hand. I can't remember the wording on it. Guess I just attack with Venser. Okay. Yep. We'll block and block. Take some damage. Go to 8. Oh, they have their own Dark Confidant. Alright. My new game plan is for my opponent to flip an Emrakul. Okay. Billion lands. Sure. Well, it's not looking great for us here. Not ideal. So, what do we need to draw? Treachery would be pretty good. Oh, treachery. That works. I mean, it's not great because our spirit still doesn't really trade with theirs. This is really just like a one-for-one removal spell that gains us 2 life because we can chump their spirit in a turn here. Bitter Blossom. Yikes. Okay, well, Bitter Blossom's going to be a problem. Yeah, I think our opponent's probably got this one. Miscalculation. Well, we'll cycle that. Ooh, Scavenger. Okay, that's a card that can pull us back into this game. That is a very good draw. Alright, if they don't have an answer to Scavenger, we could win. I mean, they are drawing 2 cards a turn. Path to Exile. Okay. Yep. Path is an answer to Scavenger. Alright. So, just trying to figure out what we have in our deck that could keep us in this game. Not much, really. Yeah, I guess we're just hoping that they flip really expensive stuff off of their Dark Confidant. Is kind of our game plan here. If we draw, like, exactly Baleful Strix, okay. Yep, they got this one. Okay, so here we're gonna bring in Toxic Deluge, seems good. We're gonna bring in Sower of Temptation. Gonna take out Phyrexian Rager. Put it into your hand. Okay, so that does get around the thing. Might take out Kitesail Freebooter. I don't know. 1/2 flyer actually seems pretty good against their, like, Bitter Blossom and, what's the other one? Spectral Procession. We could consider taking out Force of Will. Most of their cards are not good enough that I really want a 2-for-1 myself. Yeah. Like, our opponent's playing a bunch of, like, a bunch of sort of value-y, like, cheap stuff that it feels kind of bad to force. Or I don't know what I just said. They're playing a bunch of value-y, like, cheap, like, 2-mana spells that, I don't know, pitching a thing to counter a 2-mana spell always feels a little awkward. This draw's pretty good. Turn 2 Baleful Strix seems good. You have a Treachery for if our opponent plays, like, a Rotting Regisaur, or I don't know, they'll play some creature. Chrome Mox, okay. Chrome Mox on an oust and pass. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, okay. Sure. Well, our daze might be good here. We might be able to daze whatever our opponent's doing. Thalia. Cannot daze Thalia here. Thalia is pretty good against our deck. It's a good draw. Let's start with the Baleful Strix. Alright. And say go. It has 4 cards in hand. Honor of the Pure. Yeah, that's good. So, eventually we'll probably Treachery this Thalia. Has first strike, so blocking it with the Strix is not ideal. Brazen Borrower is pretty nice. You can, like, Brazen Borrower the Chrome Mox. That's pretty good. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and do that now. I think that's what I want to do. There's some thought to also, like, hitting the Thalia. Just to, like, give us a little bit of breathing room. Let us cast some stuff. Yeah, I'm just gonna hit the Chrome Mox. This is basically, like, destroying one of their lands, because replaying Chrome Mox is just so painful for them. And them having fewer lands means they're less likely to be able to disrupt us with Port. Like, even if it doesn't stop them from playing whatever they're playing, it means they're probably not going to be able to play it and Port us. Yep. Freebooter's good. We'll probably take the Treachery here. Mm-hmm. Take 3 off Thalia, sure. Okay. We're at 14. Wow. They're going for the Chrome Mox. I could daze that, but I'd rather, like, I'm fine with them not casting another one of their cards. It does kind of signal to me that they might have, like, a Ravages of War. Which is a problem. Don't like that. But there's not a ton I can do about it. Really want to get this Thalia off the board. This is very painful. Okay. Well, Fact or Fiction here. Hopefully I can find a removal spell for Thalia. Ooh, Deluge is nice. I think I take the Deluge. Because getting Thalia and Freebooter off the board... yeah, that's fine. So... 1, 2, 3, 4. Deluge. Wait, can I undo? Oh, no, I played a land after. Okay, alright. I could have gotten in an attack with the Baleful Strix, and they probably wouldn't have blocked, but... so I missed a point of damage. Hopefully that won't come back to bite me here. Let's go for the Inquisition. They do have Ravages, just as I suspected. Yikes, they also have Spectral Procession. That's a strong one. Well, if they don't hit a land, then we can daze their Ravages. And Ravages, before they have a threat on board, isn't really that threatening. I mean, they do have the Chrome Mox, so they rebuild slightly faster than we do, but it's not a disaster. And actually, if they Ravages, I probably wouldn't even daze it, because I think I just let this resolve. Because this way I can daze the... Like... I can daze their next play. They've played a land. Yeah, this is fine. I'll let that resolve. Because the card I'm really scared of is Spectral Procession. Spectral plus Honor of the Pure is very difficult for me to beat, so I'll just try to hold up Daze so that they can't Spectral eventually. Yeah, plus they're out of lands and I'm not, so I might just get there on my Brazen Borrower beatdown here. Okay. Geomancer, sure. Brimaz. So that's an interesting one. One more land and they're at Spectral Procession, which is the card I really care about. If I draw a swamp, I can, like, Heartless Act this Brimaz, but if I don't have a way of dealing with it, like, immediately, it is pretty bad for me. How many swamps do I have left in my deck? 1, 2, 3. So I've played 3 swamps out of, I think I had 8. So I have like 5. 5 out of 19 cards. I think I let Brimaz... no. See, if they draw planes, then I can't even daze the Spectral Procession anyways, so I'm just gonna Brazen Borrower, and then I'll daze the Brimaz. And just hope they can't cast their Spectral Procession for another turn or two. Ah, punished. Okay. Well, we still might be able to beat a Spectral Procession because we do have, like... We can Heartless Act it. Okay. So we can Heartless Act one of the tokens. So our opponent probably has a non-land card in their hand, so I'll probably end up Mesmeric Fiending them here. But Let's get in with the Ophiomancer and a snake. I don't think they really want to trade for either of those. Yeah, they decide not to. So, if I'm Mesmeric Fiend, I block a spirit, I take 4. I think I want to grab whatever this last card in their hand is. It seems unlikely to be a land because they missed a land on one of the turns after Ravages. Yeah, grab the path. That's good. Okay, so I'll trade my Brazen Borrower for a spirit here. Okay. Now I will Treachery another spirit, and then Heartless Act the last one. Um... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe I don't Heartless Act this spirit. We're winning this race, so maybe I just save Heartless Act for something that actually matters a little bit more. Because they hit us for 2, we hit them back for 5. Yeah. Ooh, Sower's nice. Let's do this post-combat in case they have a removal spell that they're going to spend during combat here. Or like a Restoration Angel that I would need to Heartless Act. Go Sower, steal their spirit. Whew! Okay. Going to game 3. Yeah, I don't think there's anything I want to change. I'll just run it back. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the decision not to daze that Ravages of War there. That worked out well for me. Yeah, this deck's pretty sweet. The mana is a little awkward, but these kind of low to the ground blue-black decks are some of my favorite decks to draft in the cube, and I think they're generally quite powerful. Here we're seeing the mana come into play, because if this were like a Underground Sea, I would definitely keep this hand, but I can't. Okay, that's a little bit better. I'll keep that one. Pitch a Treachery, I guess, because it costs 5. Let's preordain. We'll go bottom, top. I have to keep the blue source because I have 2 double blue spells in my hand. It seems excessively greedy to bottom island in that case. But that's another case where, like, if I had better mana, then if one of these swamps was a blue-black dual land instead, then I could have bottomed both there. Would have been nice. Freebooter. just use my mana a little more efficiently, because this way next turn I can counterspell plus Thoughtseize. Whew. Oh, wow. That's bad. So I guess we take the Spectral Procession? I mean, we're gonna have a hard time beating Bitter Blossom or Spectral Procession. They're slightly more likely to be able to cast Spectral Procession just because if they have A, they seem heavier white than black, and then B, if they have another, well, I guess at that point it wouldn't really matter. I'll take the Procession. I gotta watch my clock here. I'm gonna try to play a little bit faster. Looks like they're maybe deciding if they want to Adonto Vanguard or just tap down one of my lands. Which color do they pick? Black. Okay, well that keeps me off of Thoughtseize. Actually, it doesn't. Never mind. Do I Thoughtseize? Maybe I just hold up Counterspell. Yeah, I'm just gonna hold up Counterspell. Yep, this Legionnaire is good. Wow, no plays. Okay. Alright. That's fine. Alright. Well, here I will Thoughtseize them and Monastery Mentor oust. I guess I'll take the Adonto Vanguard. Maybe I take the Monastery Mentor. Yeah, I'll take the Mentor and suspend a Cloudskate and hit them. It's not looking good this game. Because our opponent can Adonto Vanguard, and they can oust our Sower if we play it, which I don't like. Yep. Okay, Daze is nice. Let's I think we just pass. No we don't. We attack with the freebooter at least. Okay. And we'll just say go. Hold up our Venser. Go to combat. Sure. Here I will guess I'll bounce the Legionnaire. take 3, I think. Maybe I just block and force them to pay some life. Actually, don't hate that. Pay more life, sure. Okay. So we can sower to steal something, but then they can just oust the sower. Does slow them down a little bit. And we do get our sower back eventually, so we'll steal the untapped one. This way, they'll probably oust our sower. Bitter Blossom. Yeah, okay, Bitter Blossom's good. Yep. So here our plan is to just try to race our opponent. So I think we get our Cloudscape this turn, yeah. So we'll bounce the Legionnaire. And we'll attack them for 3 in the air. Ooh, Heartless Act is nice. Because they can't really afford to pay on this Adanto Vanguard anymore. So, like, I can just destroy the Adanto Vanguard, and if they want to pay 4 life, then they're just dead, so, yep. Okay. Take 1. Probably going to counterspell whatever my opponent does here. Vindicate the Cloudscape. Yeah, we'll counter that. And then if they try to play the Legionnaire, Hollowblade, okay. We can counter that one by returning a land. I think we're racing them here. Is the top card of our deck Sower? It might be. I'm thinking that's the second from the top. Yeah. Okay. Sower, steal your rogue, and I think that does it. Whew. All right. I was not expecting to win this game. Is the power of that disruption. These blue-black decks, you really just keep your opponent off balance, just counter all their stuff, return stuff. It just makes it very difficult for them to enact their game plan. Although our opponent did, they had a couple of turns where they passed without playing stuff, where like it looked like maybe they were scared of counter magic, but our counter magic ended up being good in the end. So if they had just like jammed stuff into our counter magic earlier, then they might have been able to kill us before we were able to kind of crawl back into that game. But regardless, fun draft. Thank you all for joining me. If you enjoy this content, you want to see more of it, you can help support my channel either financially by supporting me on Patreon over at patreon.com/RyanHibbs, or just by liking, commenting, and subscribing. Sorry, liking, commenting, or subscribing. All of that helps my YouTube analytics, helps me get more views. So, thanks so much for joining me, and look forward to some more Cube content in the coming weeks here. Catch you next time.